cap.
We got a big one happening right now, right in front of us. It is Netflix. Netflix earnings now out. Let's go over to the screen right here as we go from 340 and change right now to a nice move. It was 345. Netflix right now, earnings out now. Q3 revenue 8.54 versus 853, a beat. Sees Q4 EPS 215 versus 217, a miss. Paid net change up 8. I was talking about this, up 8.76 million subscribers. Streaming paid net change up from 6.2 estimate to 8.76. So I don't know if they were pulling the wool over our eyes or not, but Netflix right now with a nice beat back up to the upside. Here we go right from Benzinga. These are the numbers we were just reading to you. Here it is, a nice move. Quarterly earnings 373 there as well. Hearing right now that Tesla is out. So let's go find out what Tesla is saying. Wow, we come wide here coming through. There goes Tesla. It's a move to the downside initially right now. Let's see if we get news on this one. Still streaming with Benzinga, waiting to see if we have anything. Nothing out yet. Maybe it's not out. That could have been a fat finger. It's out. Hearing that it's out, but waiting for some moves. Down there to 240. What does it look like on a daily? We've got to go over to the charts, guys. Don't worry about my mug right now. There it is, Tesla coming back in. We will find a bottom. I'm hoping to be able to pick something up around 220 or so. Here it is right now, 242. So not much happening right now on Tesla. We will go back to that. But let's not ignore Netflix because that is out. Breathe as we can get this through. Let's just see what's happening right now. There it is, the Q3 revenue right there, 8.62 versus 877. That's a miss right there, but sees Q4, 215 versus 215. That's coming in. There it is, the streaming paid 876. 876 better than the 67 expected for Netflix right there. So net additions, 876. The number they're looking for is 67. Do not see Tesla on here yet, but we are hearing that it is out, so we will get those numbers to you ASAP. Come on, Benzinga, let's go. We'd love to have those, and there it is right now. Tesla is now out. We can go over to it quickly and talk about those, talk about those numbers as there goes Tesla to the downside. Q3 revenue, 23.4 versus 24.06. That one right there, fail. Miss on revenue. That's interesting right there. Miss on the adjusted EPS, 66 versus 74, downside. Tesla free cash flow, miss, 848 million versus 2.6 billion. There are misses all over the place right now. I still don't have it on Benzinga to show you guys, but this is not a great number at all for Tesla. Tesla down 7 points right now in the aftermarket. So not a good one for one, little bit of a better one for the other as Tesla downside. Can Netflix also hold the bid? Ay, ay, ay. This is a busy show here already. What else is hit on our scanner now as we go? There's Netflix. We don't have Tesla hitting on here, which I don't know why. I'm going to have to talk to our guy over there, Michael Noss from Trade Ideas, to get that going. But it's Netflix right now, just to see if there's anything else moving on the bid side. I don't see anything. It seems like this is not loading, so we'll have to reload that somehow and start it up again, get that going right here, see what's moving in the aftermarket to the downside. But right now it's Netflix up to 370.75, making those moves back in. So that's going to be a good one for NFLX, and we'll just wait. Honestly, I'm a little bit, I don't see it on Benzinga yet to even talk about it yet, but I do have a source right now. Tesla Q3 miss. So, hey, good move for Netflix. It's Tesla that we're all worried about. We had Daniel Shea on just a couple days ago talking about the movement that we've seen recently in Tesla. It didn't really like it and didn't see too much volatility heading into the print the last couple days and including today. Even if we come over here and we just look at like a 10-minute chart for Tesla today, I mean, oh, there's my water. This kind of tells a story itself here. 255, we opened at. I'm not even in the chat yet, guys. I got to get over there into the chat. As we were a little bit late signing in today to all of this stuff. So, yeah, Tesla today pretty much never got going off those tops. You had that, could never really find a top that you would have really trusted back in. And there it comes back down to the downside. Okay, now we are in the chat. And it's, you know what? Because we're a little late to the chat, let's do a little impromptu roll call. Everybody get ready to rock and roll right now. Hit the thumbs up. Over 3,300 watching right now for this. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe. Let's get going. Look at Netflix right now. Tesla breaking 238. What is Netflix doing? Everyone wants to talk Netflix. Let's go over there, not to ignore our friends in the chat, but let's get whoa, there goes Netflix, 378. Taking names, man, 378.50. Back up there to the upside goes NFLX. Yo, let's say what's up to Future Eddie. He's here. J-Mont is here. Botan, Abel, Doctor Strange. What's up? Good movie, my guy. Tony Price is in the building. Bears versus Bulls. D's Nuts is here. What's up to Royal Dixon? Roberto's in the building. David Ballard, we're on one today, guys. YouTube is here. Jacob H.Y., my guy. B. Davis, what's going on? Thank you. I don't think this is the best show that we have. It's a good show. It's a good show. But we have lots of shows. Make sure you join Trader TV Live daily at 8:30 a.m. Get your fix all day, baby. We're going live from 8:30 into 4. And now you are with me. Let's go for the recap show. Thank you so much for watching. We haven't even gone over the markets yet today, as we're getting pretty lit right now on Netflix. Thank you so much. We're getting all set for Chris Bretcher, but we love you, Chris, but you can wait for a couple minutes right now, as there goes Netflix up to 380, taking some names right now. You can see Netflix. Let's just go over to a quick daily chart. What could be some areas possibly to look at? We're getting pretty close right now. You're taking out the 200 period at 375. Topside 390 looking pretty good. I'd like to see a 400 clean break. I mean, those sub numbers are pretty impressive right there for Netflix to the upside. 8.79 or so against 6.5. Great little number there. And the other name that everyone's worried about right here is going to be Tesla. Have a little bit of numbers right here. Oh no. Oh no, get back. There it is. Okay, thank God for that one. Tesla coming back in right now. Let's see the numbers. Here's what we talked about. Misses all abound right here. EPS misses 66 versus 73. That's not good right there. Sales miss on that as well. We'll wait to see if they do guide a little bit higher. Total production 434.88. Not sure where that lines up, but that probably, they have it in green, so that's probably a little bit of a beat right there on their total production, but not doing well. Here's operating income decreased. Operating income as they slash margins. Tesla paying for it. Looks like this quarter operating income decreased year over year, 1.8 billion in Q3, resulting in a 7.6% miss. Operating miss, they're down. So operating margin. That is low on year-over-year number. We're going to find out what it was last time, but that's not good. Kinder Morgan apparently coming out with a miss right in front of us as well. Let's just check out some of the reaction to some of these stocks here as we go. Tesla, we don't need a daily. Let's see what's going on in the 1 minute chart right now for Tesla, just to give you guys back in. And we'll do a little bit of a sector recap. Okay, so the market kind of absorbing this, like we're going to absorb some water here. Thank you, Ramin, for that. Okay, so 241 coming in on Tesla. You know what? It's looking pretty strong right now. We'll have to go through those numbers, but nothing to be scared of, it looks like today. If you were holding and worried about what today's first round of real big tech names come through, you know, we've had JP Morgan, we've had some of the banks come in, hold fort on the bank names. BAC, we'll talk about that on our trade of the day coming up very, very soon. But for right now, it's looking like it's pretty good coming through. Cybertruck deliveries will start later this year. Update on Tesla. Cybertruck deliveries will start later this year. That's pretty good to hear again, but a miss on the revenue, a miss on the EPS, a miss on the free cash flow, and a miss on gross margins. There it is, 17.9 versus 18. So they do miss on margins. When you're cutting prices over and over and over again, sure, it's supposed to help your sales numbers, but not the profit side of things right there, as margins coming back in. But hey, as long as you're selling the cars, the margins will take care of themselves. Remember, a 17.9% margin is still greater than zero. Okay, we heard Lucid, or not Lucid, it was Rivian losing $33,000 per vehicle made. Losing. So negative gross margins. Everything all right? I like those red shoes, my guy. Okay, so coming in right here, that's Tesla. Anything else hitting? Let's just go back quickly. We will get to our friend Chris Bretcher very, very soon. I just want to check out to see if there's anything else popping off here with Benzinga and the news feed. Zion's came out. Okay, there's Zion. Yeah, that's right. We talked about that. Regionals are in play right now again. Zion Bancorp 113 Q3 down from 140 year over year. I don't know exactly if that's going to mean it. 2 billion stock repurchase from LVS. We missed that as well. Let's quickly go over a couple names right here. LVS. Let's see what they're doing here in the aftermarket. Ooh, what goes up must come down. Bad wick though, because you're still currently trading at 46.70. Nice number there for LVS. LVS comes in at 55 cents, beating 53 on higher sales. So LVS beating by 2 cents on a higher sales number. That's great. KMI coming in as well today. Nice move to the downside. Kinder Morgan kind of been boring lately. Not too many moves on that one. And then the regional that we wanted to check out was Zion. Remember, we do have Western Alliance reporting. Ooh, that's not good. Not much volume there. Go over to the screen now. We're just drinking away here. Too many hydration nations coming through. But the thing about it is, remember, we do have all those chocolates floating around. Feel like we're drinking more as those hit the system. There, which is probably a good thing, right? You got to stay hydrated. That's pretty healthy. They'll counteract each other, right? Wink on that. Nice move down for Zion here. Is Western out yet? No, nothing on Western. So, okay, just to check back before we go over to Chris. Tesla. There we go. Tesla. Here we go. Tesla breaking higher right now, getting back into the buy side of things. Remember, we closed at 250. We opened, sorry, at 253. Tesla at one point, guys, was down 7, now down 3.5. With this nice little bump up, let's see what Netflix has to say for itself. Netflix still holding out at 380. That's a win for Netflix. Netflix up 6. Tesla down 3.5. Okay, quickly, we didn't do much sector recap right there. We just went right into earnings as they blew our face off. The housing sector, once again, a bad one, a bad move down for the XHP once again today. Uncle Warren, come on, man, let us know about your current housing positions. New positions taken in, I believe, Lennar for Berkshire. Coming back in. We talked about that from his July positions. So now we're into October, new quarter. Let's see those new positions come through for Berkshire. Let's see if they're still holding any. Or let me guess, dude got out at the high. We'll see where he came out on there. TAN, this ETF down 3% again today, touching near the bottoms. The most interesting ETF for me, though, it's on here. It's down 2 points today, is SMH. Feel nervous about AMD and about NVIDIA coming out. So we'll have to wait to see if that gets going. We did introduce a new trading tool. It's not new. Many of you know it. But what about the SOXL? Look for me to trade that more and more here on the show as we get going. I just feel like we've had some good reads on AMD, but I'm being too patient with the levels. And today I actually didn't have any entries into AMD, but I know I would have had some into SOXL. What wins today? It's GLD winning today. Gold, nice upside. And look at... Are you freestyling over there, Fabian? Nice move up there to 182. He must be long gold. Look at gold. Shout out to Mike Myers and gold member there. Nice move to the upside. He's making some money. Austin Powers. That's too old for you guys, right? Ramin? No? Oh, okay, he knows all about that. He's doing some Beyonce. Oh, Randy, right there as Mini-Me coming into play one more time. $1 million coming in there. So, all right, XLE. Did we get out of everything of XLE? No, we did not, but we'll celebrate it because oil with the move upside here today. Another 2% bump in oil, creating XLE to make a nice move. There's USO up 1.3. XLE back to these highs. We are going to be trimming some of this position tomorrow on this Spider ETF. Their Select Spider Sector Fund coming through on XLE. So it's been a good one there. The Qs today down 1.3%. We did see a move down in Meta at the end of the day, which really screwed me because we were just going back and forth there like an idiot on this trade. But you can see in the last little while, big dump off that 318, 319. Again, like I sit here and I get caught up in the moment, but there's the 50-period moving average right there. Right there, 50-period moving average coming in. That should have signaled a short. That should have signaled a short. And then we would have only been out of it right at the end of the day when we crossed back above it. So sometimes it's simple when you sort of look back and forth. But we were just caught up trying to buy some of those dips there in Meta. And then, wow, what a dip it was all the way down in there to 315. On a daily chart for Meta, this name's looking... It's actually looking pretty strong. There isn't too many of these that are above the 50 period. So actually, I take that back about Meta. Still looking pretty good. We'll worry about this at 300. I forgot that it was just at 300 about a week ago. All right, we're ready to rock and roll. It's my favorite segment because we get to talk shop with some of the best in the business. Let's go. It's Trader Talk. Chris, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing fine. I'm interested watching the markets in here because I got to tell you, when you see the transports down 500 and they're so far under their moving averages. And by the way, when I was on last time, we said we did the transports. We actually sold them pre-opening the next day. Thank goodness. Yeah, it went straight down. But when I see this, I'll show you the charts.
Sure, let's go.
In fact, I thought you'd like this, by the way, this 4 grid of Thinkorswim of showing the after hours on all these thingies.
Yeah, I do like that.
I think that's pretty interesting.
I do like that, but I do, for selfish reasons, prefer trade ideas. Grab your trade ideas promo from us as well. But I like that. Look, the more information, regardless of what platform you use, you've showed us some great things with open interest and all things like that. So understand your platform. I think that's a good lesson for a lot of us to learn. I actually use eSignal as well as trade ideas and then our own proprietary.
I used eSignal for 20 years. I just got sick of paying all.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Well, you know, I like eSignal. Let's just put it that way. I liked, and this is really dating me, I love their ticker tape.
Right. Yeah, that is dating you. All right, let's go over to your chart here.
Just to let you know, got interrupted. Danielle has a webinar tonight at 7
Danielle.
on earnings, and I wanted to plug her webinar, and just to let you know, because she's one of your favorites on here, and she has really good stuff.
Chris, is that Danielle Shea?
Yeah.
I never heard of her. No, just joking. We like Danielle Shea around here. Check that out at Trader Dan. I even know her handle, Chris, at Trader Danielle. So thanks, Miss Shea. I hope she's in the chat. That'd be kind of fun. But okay, you mentioned to me that I didn't even realize that those triple Qs, there was 0-day options that expired at 4:15. I didn't realize that. Is that something that's new or that's been around since these options sort of started?
Since the 0DTE started. But I'll tell you, it's rough, and it'll get you in a lot of trouble if you don't watch out. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here's the QQQ. So it settles at 4:15, moves all around. So if it's, let's say, 1 cent in the money, then your 364 puts, you're short QQQ. And, 100 shares is $36,000. So you got to rush to call like Schwab or Thinkorswim or whomever you use and say, hey, I don't want to exercise it. You have till 5 o'clock Eastern. On the other hand, if you buy them for like 5 cents and all of a sudden the entire QQQ implodes in the next 20 minutes, then you can manually exercise them. Tell Schwab, I want to exercise them and buy my QQQ against it. As you see right now, non-event at 364, but it can get you in trouble if you don't know how it works, but it stops at 4:15, even though the Q keeps trading. It's just, that's the mark, is 4:15.
Yeah, I know that's interesting because especially heading into some of these earnings calls, like we're going to have, see you, Fabian, in the next couple of weeks, obviously heading in the next month and a half into earnings season. Those are going to be pretty interesting because today we got Tesla real quick. They're off the open, or right at the close, right when we opened up the show. That came in, and then Netflix as well. Definitely creating a lot of action there in the triple Q, so I actually kind of like that idea. All right, so you sold the transports the very next day, so you're out of that one. Now, is that your indicator right now? Are you going to be sort of waiting to put on positions until maybe a couple minutes into the open, see how some of these stocks settle down? Are you an open kind of trading guy? You like to trade around the closes or the opens, or you're just looking for something? What's going to be your indicator for tomorrow? Is there anything you're looking at right now?
Well, one is I'm still looking at the bond market. I mean, just getting trashed. But I'll show you what I'm also watching. That one of our loyal subscribers, because I was dual broadcasting with the Chart Patterns Master in the options room at the close, and he was mentioning the put call ratio, which is in the sky, 1.20. Usually you get a bounce. That's one side of the equation, that put call. On the other hand, I mean, this is pretty dramatic, this bond sell-off. But then you have the other side. I mean, look at that. Wow.
Wow.
But on the other hand, you have historically, we go up at this time of year, but then you have this. And this to me is still the thing I'm watching. It's going into Trading View. Just because I could have that big 50 moving average showing.
Yep.
And here's the transports. Holy cow, look how far under the 50. And on a weekly, they're at the 50. So on the other hand, the NASDAQ is this far over the 50. Now, I know we could say that's because of AI and all of that hype. But usually when I see the bond market this far down and the transports this far down, usually the NASDAQ and even the YM, the Dow Jones, it's at it on a weekly. You know, the NASDAQ, you would think that it would get down to that. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, if I'm a chart patterns mastery room, that's my moderator. That doesn't look bad yet, but more on the idea of sort of the correlations that if some indexes go down enough, you just have to think it's a fade of the ones that haven't. And I'll give you a perfect example. So you see the transports getting murdered. I mean, we see that getting hit. So it gets transports getting hit. So my first thing is, what stocks have earnings coming out in the transports that are above the 50?
Right.
So here you go. And look what it did today, down 15 points. So sort of cool on how that worked. So it's the same with the NASDAQ stocks is you see the Meta and Meta way over the moving average on the daily and a weekly. And you see Amazon over it.
Yep.
And you see NVIDIA not as much over it. But I think if one of them starts to get hammered, the other ones are going to go to it also.
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean, that's how I want to try to play earnings. But we weren't that bearish on Netflix. And I think you see why. Yep. It was under the moving average already. I mean, it's so just an interesting way to game the system.
Yeah, I mean, look, I feel like when you're talking about earnings, they're just so up and down. Like we were expecting Netflix to actually have a bad quarter. They had come out and talked about how their paid subscribers on the advertising tier was a little bit lower than where they had thought. They didn't get the sort of that password sharing. And then all of a sudden today, you come over here in Netflix, come over to my screen, Ramin, quickly here. Netflix was up 7 as we went over. Now it's up 8%. Netflix screaming to highs right now. And I do like your kind of setup there when you mentioned stocks that are maybe a little bit beat down. If they can come out with good news, then you will get that pop back up to the upside, regardless of sort of where they've been coming from. Netflix has been beat up. It's one of the worst names in the NASDAQ over the last little while, as you can still hold up with those Magnificent Seven. No one's throwing Netflix in that pile. But Tesla, the same kind of thing, right? Tesla not even beat up yet. You're still way down to the 200 period, floating around the 50. And then right now, today, into the close, you get that move down. And then now Tesla, just like our friend, Miss Danielle Shea said, Tesla hasn't really been trading great heading into earnings, and what a surprise right now, virtually no move into earnings right now. We closed the day at 242, only to get to 244 right now with a high of 245 and a flush when those algos come through. You mentioned one thing though, Chris, about the NASDAQ holding out, and you're saying about it's being maybe a little bit of an AI bump there, but hey, I agree with you as far as looking at the transports as a historical indicator, but let's be perfectly honest. You were talking about the transports and you went right to JB Hunt. You know, like how much of that business is really affecting the global economy right now, as opposed to something like, for me, I've said this before, tell me if you've heard it, the chips, the semiconductors are kind of like the new transports. If we see semis, like you mentioned, NVIDIA, AMD start to roll over, SMH, for example, here at 140, forget about where the NASDAQ is, the SMH, if we break this 140, I definitely think we head down to the 200, and then after that, you've got 120 in sight. So I'm nervous about the SMH rolling over the new, in my opinion, transports.
Yeah, I agree with you, but you get to the point of no return where the transports are down so much, you're like, well, what isn't down that much? And you're dead right. Maybe it's the AI and all that is holding it up. But that's why we wanted to play JB Hunt, because instead of messing around with the semis, mess around with that transport stock that was still in an uptrend. Just figuring that that had a high bar to try to achieve. And sure enough, it got nailed. While you have, on the other hand, you have Netflix under the 50 on a weekly. So it was a real low bar. So it didn't take much for it to rally.
All right, not much time left here, Chris. Why don't we, do you have one or two ideas? Maybe let's go with one idea. Anything that you're looking at for tomorrow? I know we've talked about the transports, but maybe something away from them. Will you trade any of these earnings plays? Any key levels you're looking at on anything here as we get ready for tomorrow's open?
Yeah, actually, I have to see that bond market rally.
Okay.
If not, it just seems like with the bonds on the low, so there's other places to put your money, bearish patterns are more likely to work. That's why I usually don't mess around with the earnings. I mess around the next day or the day before, because if this happens, it just seems like it doesn't mean I have to trade the opening, but if I see a bearish pattern, it's more likely to work unless that rallies. That being said, getting to the point where I think you start buying TLT.
Yeah, TLT, I was going to say the same thing. We were talking about that on the show today, how badly that's been beat up down to that downside. There has to be a move coming soon, a little bit of a retracement back up there as we head into, of course, hopefully the Fed can, quiet down a little bit as we head into that hush period into November 1st, where their next call is there for the interest rate environment, probably a rate pause, and then we maybe get one more hike, and then we'll hopefully cut into 2024. I got to refinance that mortgage. Let's hope that these rates come down a little bit. Okay, Chris, everyone can find you at Simpler Trading as well, on X, on Stock Twits, I believe there. You have a following as well. So thank you, Chris Brecher. Say hi to Danielle, and have a good trading day tomorrow, my friend.
Thanks for having me on. Take care.
Always a pleasure. That's Trader Talk. And once again, man, just thank you to everybody that's been watching here again today. And I want to say a big thank you before I forget, because sometimes we get a little bit carried away on the show. Monty G, thank you so much. All he's got to say is bang, and then another bang, and then another bang. Oh, Canada as well. I don't have that over here as well, but much love to everybody as well. Thank you so much, Monty G. Silence. For that. Thank you so much, Ramin over there on the ones and twos. But okay, let's go over to, I'll push next topic right there. Let's go over to BAC with our Trader Talk of the day. Thank you to Chris for that. But let's go over to a trade review now. $28. What a short. We called that. We were waiting for it. This is my best trade as I throw money away on Meta at the end of the day, trying to figure out where that name wants to go. We actually nailed this almost perfectly there on BAC. Look at $28. It's the 50-period moving average. With earnings out last couple of days in the bank names, we knew that there was going to be some volatility. Morgan Stanley couldn't get out of the way today. It kept on fading down, so you could see Morgan here. It was down 6%. Looks like it didn't hold any bids either, down 6. It was just downside basically this whole morning. It opened and then came in. So I was kind of just like, and I know they're different banks, Morgan Stanley more on the investment side, but BAC, I wanted to short 28. I think it was Neil or somebody in the chat, and it was on our sticky note as well, that we were looking at $28. It might have been on yesterday for this level. And as soon as I heard that, it was like muscle memory. We went right over. We had that first short there, and I took it at 97. I came back in. We got some VWAPs there. Like, it was about a dime to the downside. Remember, our stop was going to be probably 28.05, 28.06. Then it comes back up. We take a 28.03 or something there on that. Then a move back in, try to push this thing back down to the downside, and that's exactly what wound up happening. And we were able to hold some and get out there at the low of the day at that time, which was also pre-market levels. That's the one thing that I'm trying to get better at, especially early on in the morning. Well, this is not that early, 10 o'clock, but if the market comes back, and if the names, not the market, sorry, if the stocks that you're trading come back into a pre-market bottom like it did right there on BAC, definitely take that, because there may have been reasons. There could have been an auto buyer there that I didn't see. Obviously, we can't see everything, but it was barcoding pretty good. Not great volume you can see, but still doing volume, and it's a bank name, so we do know that there could be some strength in these names right now. So take it out, let it settle back up. We could have reshorted the 200 and then got the rest out right there again at that bottom of the day. And then it broke a little bit lower, but still, you know, to give that back, I'm pretty happy taking that out. So that right there was, I guess, a stock blitz. We don't have one for trade review, actually, on that. How about we do something brand new right now on the show? Let's set a damn record. How about that? With 2,300 still watching, 500 likes. So you see you got this, the double picture right now going on right there. No, now we don't. So thanks, Ramin, for that. There we go. See, now we're doing that. It's going to show us that. Okay, but anyways, let's get this going, man. Only 480 likes. Let's get it going just a little bit more as we only have left roll call and stock blitz because we are now done. There it is. Wow, look at these orders stacking up. See, so someone right now, this doesn't mean anything, but on New York, they can't print. It's over with. There's already a last print on New York. But look at this. Couple 100,000 shares just sitting there. What was the last print today? 16. Oh, no, we logged in too late. Okay, we don't see it right there. But there's everybody. A lot of love. Thank you so much for hitting all the love there in the chat. It does mean a lot. So with that being said right now, let's do a quick little roll call for everybody. Thank you so much. We will review quickly. I'll put, let's just put Tesla on in the background. If our servers are still up, we'll be able to see what this is doing. Yeah, okay, so still 244 right now, 244.79, still printing around. You can watch out for this. All right, who's here? Thank you so much to Natalia. She's always here. No surprise. You were right about that. Bang. Mr. Longshorts is here. Roll call. You're right. Thanks for today, brother. No problem, Juan Padilla. Thank you so much. He said he liked my shirt. I don't know. Thank you so much for this one. This is a brand new one that I got. Thought we'd go a little casual today. I don't know. I like it. We're pretty comfortable. So, you know, plus, I kind of wear what I want to wear, but, you know, that's what that is. All right, yo to Tom's Trades. Yeah, what's up? Tom's Trade is in the building. Wall Street's here again. Bredus is here. Trade forever. Forever? I think that's a good idea. YouTube Saul is here. Maurizio, what's up, my guy? I have a great Argentinian friend named Maurizio as well. Derek, what's up? What's up to Royal Dixon? Chris RML, Cody Love is here. Robert's here. Finch, Jane, and Jacoby. Thank you so much for staying late with me. And thank you so much for hitting the like button. I've got... my daughter may be in trouble, her whole team. The coaches called for an early meeting. It's a 7 o'clock practice on the ice, but it's a 6 o'clock team meeting. They're 9 years old. I can't wait to hear what's up with that. But hey, this is Canada and this is hockey. And they are pretty serious about that. No matter what sport you're involved with, make sure that you spend a lot of time with your loved ones. As there goes Tesla. We said we'd review this one more time, so let's just do that before we go. Tesla right now, TSLA, starting to get going back up to the upside right now. Go, Tesla, go. 247 and change. Is there anything on the wires right now hitting for Tesla? I know Ramin wants to get out of here, so let's just check this out real quickly here. Okay, what is this? Highlights, miss, okay. Cybertruck set for November, so that's great news for them. Thanks to Benzinga today, but there goes Tesla. Nice move. It was down 7 is what I saw, now down 3. Good move there. And then Netflix, the last one of the big ones today, up 10 points right now for Netflix. So, hey, as I was saying, go have a nice night, man. Around here, it's getting cold, so make sure you cuddle up. And, hey, celebrate this Netflix win with a little Netflix and chill. So, all right, 390. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a great show today. Join me every single day on this recap. We'll talk about all the big names to go, man. Procter & Gamble yesterday, some of the banks, J&J today, Tesla. We've got some big ones coming as well. Las Vegas Sands today, Netflix. Thank you so much for watching. I'm coming home, and then we're going to see what's up with this coach and this practice. Oh, by the way, we got that 5 nights at Freddy ticket, so shout out to my kid. We'll be on the D-Box. So see everybody tomorrow at 8:30. Ciao, guys and gals.